Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Chris Eubank Jr. I also want to talk about Liam Smith, the press conference. Really quick, before we get into the video, if you like the videos, please like the videos by hitting the thumbs up button. Also, please subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And please tell a friend. Let's get these videos circulating. Now, without further ado, let's jump into the video. As always, it's Chris Eubank Jr. That family in general is exciting and fun to be around and pleasant. On a microphone, pleasant in front of a camera. They never fail, father or son. And once again, Junior knocked it out the park with the KFC jacket and his line, "I'm just a guy with a KFC jacket trying to get a check." That's all. And it was blatantly honest, extremely truthful, and unapologetically Chris Eubank Jr. What's there not to like about that? What's there not to like about him? There's a few things about this fight. Number one, this is just a fun fight. And Chris Eubank Jr. couldn't have said it any better. He said this has all the ingredients of being just an amazing fan-pleasing fight, and it does. Liam Smith is very boring on a microphone, as Chris Eubank Jr. said. He's just a very kind of placid and he's just there. But when you put Liam Smith in a ring, he turns into something otherworldly. He's vicious, he's ferocious, he's very maliciously intentful, and he's there for good fighting. He's a tremendous body puncher, come forward type of guy, and leaves it all there in the center of the ring. Then you have Chris Eubank Jr., who is kind of the same thing, tremendous body puncher, but extremely athletic. Also very creative. He's not a 1-2-3 fighter. He will lead with some of the punches that you finish with. I've seen him do combinations. I've seen him throw triple hooks, and all three of them landed. All left hands. Amazing. The speed. They were all powerful. They were all fast. They were all powerful. And they were all accurate. They all hit the target. Amazing. So that's who you're dealing with Chris Eubank Jr. Great footwork, but again, very much so a come-forward fighter. Very fan-pleasing on both ends of the spectrum. But, Chris said all he needed was to be like 50 to 55% in order to beat Liam Smith, following off what he said with Conor Ben, saying all I need to be is 60%. And I was probably the only person on board who believed that. I actually believe that. I actually believe to beat Liam Smith, he does all he needs to be is 50%. If Chris Eubank Jr. is healthy going into the Liam Smith fight, he wins the Liam Smith fight, period. If he's healthy, that's it. Nothing more. That means there's no game plan needed. Nothing more. Liam Smith, he's a good fighter. He's a good, fun fight. But the reality is there's no special effects. We know what we're getting. We know what he's going to come and do. He's going to come. He's going to get in the ring. He's going to go absolutely forward. He's going to use a high guard. And that's going to be his defense as well. That's going to be his offense. That's going to be his defense. And he's just going to throw body attacks. Every once in a while, he'll throw a jab, but it won't be a consistent jab. But he does hit very hard. He has very bad intentions on every punch, and he wants to win. He's not a gatekeeper. He's not somebody who's just going to be a slouch and just allow you to do whatever you want to do in the ring. So again, it's going to be a fun fight. No matter, I don't care if you're a fan of Liam Smith or Chris Eubank Jr. There's no way in this green earth you will not like this fight, period. But there has to be a winner, and I think without a doubt it's going to be Chris Eubank Jr. Too fast, too smart, too creative. Hits just as hard or probably harder than Liam Smith. He can fight you upstairs. He can fight you downstairs. You decide. And with that high guard, I'm assuming it's just going to be just some vicious body punching. Very, very, very vicious body punching. I could see this being something that takes place in the center of the ring, and both guys going, just attacking until one guy succumbs to, his fate. But I just don't see this fight going very long. If this fight hits 6 rounds, that's a testament to the courage of Liam Smith. Now, Chris Eubank Jr., he pointed to something during this fight, and he said, we know you'll take a knee. And it's true. Liam Smith, he took the knee with Canelo. And granted, so Liam Smith's argument was, well, he is, at that time, he was the greatest fighter on the planet. And yeah, I took a knee. But that doesn't necessarily speak to a championship mentality. That doesn't necessarily speak to the fact that what are the odds you're going to be in this ring with Canelo again or somebody his caliber? This was a career-defining fight for him, and he chose to take that knee. He chose to look in that corner, as Chris Eubank Jr., said. And it's true. It's true. He chose to sit there. You could, fight through the pain. Yes, it's painful, but fight through the pain. You are a fighter, and I don't just mean that with the intentions of you dish it out, but I mean that also in the sense that you're available to receive the beating. You're available to receive punishment. And yes, you will get hit. And what are you going to do in that moment? Because that's more so going to define you than your wins. You look at somebody like Arturo Gatti. It's the fact that he would get up. It's the fact that he would get back to his feet and continue fighting. Are you going to be that guy? You look at Diego Corrales when he fought Floyd Mayweather. It wasn't his best look, but the boy, listen, the man kept getting up. The point that I'm making is the man kept getting up. He was beaten, he was embarrassed, he was frustrated, and he was being outclassed with a beautiful performance by pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. And yet, he continued to get up. And it was his father who threw the towel in. And he was mad at his father, cursed him out live on television. So that's the point that I'm making. When you take that knee, that says something about you. And that's something that is not easily forgotten and not easily scrubbed off. You quit. You can say whatever you like. You quit. And if you're going to quit with somebody smaller like Canelo, what are you going to do going up against Chris Eubank Jr.? I personally believe Chris Eubank Jr. would beat Canelo. And not only beat Canelo, but beat Canelo, because the way Canelo fights, he would have to beat him. He would have to beat him back and beat him down. And yeah, that's just my thought. I'm probably gonna get some slack for saying that Chris Eubank Jr. can beat Canelo, but that's what I believe. And by all means, if you don't like it, type your comments in the comment section. And if you really want to talk about it, let's see how much of a response I get, and maybe I'll do a fight breakdown. But when it comes to heart, I don't think Liam Smith has the type of heart that it's going to take to get through Chris Eubank Jr. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot to get through Chris Eubank Jr. You are dealing with power. You are dealing with speed. You are dealing with knockout power. One-punch knockout power. Combinations. A laser-fast jab. You're dealing with a lot of stuff. And we already know that when pushed to the brink, you have it in you to say, I don't need this. You have it in you to say, I got something else in me, but I don't want to get back up and step on the gas anymore. I think I'll call it a night. When you have that mentality, or when you've been shown to have that mentality, and the reality is that mentality is beaten out of you. And if you're the type of guy who will jump just because I push you to the edge of the cliff, Chris Eubank Jr. is the wrong opponent. There's two, they clearly don't like each other. It's going to be great for Britain. I think it's going to be great for boxing as a whole, because it's just a really fun and great fight. But yeah, I don't see Liam Smith doing anything with Chris Eubank Jr. And that's pretty much my thoughts. Drop your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Please, as always, like, share, and subscribe to this channel.